Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's another Home Story Cup replay that I got off of a replay pack that Summicron pointed me to. It's going to be Cure versus Reynor here on Acropolis, the latter edition of ZVT. Red versus green, appropriate for this holiday season. Bottom right-hand corner is the green Zerg player. It is Reynor. And in the top left-hand corner, it is the red Terran player Cure. Now, I cast an incredible ZVT between these two players on a different map about a month ago here. And holy smokes, it was non-stop Zerg action. Banelings, Zerglings, Roaches, Ravagers, Mutalisks, Cyclones, Thors, Marines, Marauders, Liberators. Man, that was an incredible game. I had so much fun casting it. If you haven't seen it, let me know. And I'll put a link to it in the description of this video. Alright, Reynor, what you gonna do here? 16, 18, 17? Yep, that's what I thought. And 1 Rex expand here. Out of Cure, based on that gas timing. So Overlord scouting. Just, checking for proxies. Just making sure he doesn't get killed by a proxy Rax or 2 or 3. But nah, Cure's barracks is up here in his own base. And we have a Reaper name. Right? Is this going to be a Reaper? It is going to be a Reaper. So let's give this sucker a Reaper name. If you're into that sort of thing. And again, if you'd like to have your Reaper names read on stream, you can do so by putting it in the comments of any video. Just put Reaper name and then a name and a backstory, or just a name. This is Keanu Reeves. After the events of John Wick 3, he decided that he needs to become stronger than ever. So he signed up for the Reaper program, ready to karate and kick his way to that first worker kill. Heck yeah. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? It'd be interesting if there was a unit that used martial arts to get stuff done. I mean, technically, Zealots and Zerglings and other melee units are kind of that way, where, sure, they're just using hand-to-hand combat to get stuff done. But imagine if they could do, like, backflips and... Sounds like a lot of work, honestly, to program that in. Did he... Hold on. Okay, Reaper is coming across. SCV checking for a very, very quick third, which is... This is not solar, so it's not going to be a very, very, very quick third. But the Reaper's going to come in. There are Lings ready to go. Let's see if we can get a drone down KD8 charge. It does not hit anything. The Ling's a little bit too good for that. And are any Zerglings going to die? Reynor is really good at microing the wounded ones back. And as a result, he wants to trap it. He wants to trap the Reaper in. Oh! Oh! That was ridiculous. What a ridiculous trap and kill from Reynor. The micro on just precision on display was disgusting. Keanu Reeves goes down without getting that worker kill. Oh, sorry, Keanu. I am. Reynor just had other plans for you. So third base coming up from Reynor now. Cure basically has nothing defending his back home natural, but that's okay. He knows the Lings are back across the map. He knows they weren't coming across to kill him, so everything is totally fine. Marine trying to patrol against a potentially scouting Overlord. One Zergling does come in to be a little bit annoying here, but actually these two SCVs might be able to kill that Zergling depending on the micro involved. Good micro, speaking of which, and Cure takes down the Zergling. He does get a full scout off, though, on pretty much everything that's going on here. He doesn't know about that gas, but it's going to be a two-basing Terran at this stage anyway, especially with the presence of a starport. So what are we going to see out of the starport is the question. And the answer is going to make a tech lab, first of all. Probably use that for upgrades. A couple Hellions do decide to move out early, but there's already Queens ready to go, ready to deal with them. Creeps spreading up towards this third base too, does push out pretty quickly. This is played on the current patch. So what that means is creep tumors that die while they're building like this, you can't cancel them if they're being attacked. And you have to actually replant with a full another set of energy from the Queens here. So again, I don't see that changing a whole lot. It's hard to get attacks on creep tumors as it is. Zerg players are so good at having their Queens in position to defend as necessary. Although, 4 Hellions, if they darted in now, they might be able to get one. If they don't, both tumors come down. That's a pretty big victory for Reynor at this stage of the game, to be honest. More Hellions. Ah, that's a battle cruiser. That is a fusion core coming up at home. Battle cruiser on the way here. All right, loving this. Are we also going to go for an armory is my question. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ah, see, tumor down. Can't cancel it. And it's hard to say because did the Zerg player even try to cancel it, right? That's the question of the day right now. That one, he probably would have tried to cancel, but you can't. And now that's actually pretty good. Oh, another tumor goes down. Man, remember when I said it's really hard to kill tumors? Cure is taking exception to my representation of that. He's very good at killing tumors. Another one down. Oh, he wants Reynor to have no creep spread in this game, and he's doing a pretty good job of it. I gotta say, if you could just use a scan right there, it'd be really worth it, but he is tossing down mules as necessary. He's not really bothering with scans right now, as he wants that income to be as good as it can be. And where's the battle cruiser? Is he waiting for... Okay, here it is. Man, these take forever to build. Okay, there we go. Battle cruiser out. Gonna go ahead and jump. Where are you gonna jump? We're gonna join our buddies. We're gonna jump to the natural. Natural it is. Look at the queen count, though. It's insanely good. 5 queens are enough to handle this. Look at him flying through that building. And this building, too. Look at him clipping through. I've never actually seen that. I've cast 100 games on this map. Never seen that before. Meanwhile, Hellions kind of YOLOing their way into the third base and having a pretty good time. Taking down 15, 16, 17 drones. Battlecruiser coming around this way. Not a good place to be. This is where the queens already are, you dude. And 3 over here. Fighting is a 3. Enough to take it down. The DPS is pretty insane. Nice transfuse. Battlecruiser really wants to get that kill, but I'm not sure it's going to be able to. Also, the Battlecruiser not going down either. So, I don't know. 1 kill on that Battlecruiser. Oh, gosh. You're not going to die to a single queen, are you? You are. Anyway, Zergling's trying to stop this Hellion attack from getting on into the third base. And the queens are going to do a better job of that than the Zerglings are. So that was some pretty good drone roasting uppage there. 17 drones down in exchange for 6 Hellions. A Battlecruiser died. And we're looking at 58 to 58 workers. So even worker count is a pretty good place to be if you're a Terran player going against a Zerg as good as Reynor is. Hey, round 2 jumping in. Ah, you thought we were done with battle cruisers, did you? I've got Yamato now. He's going to try to take down that Spore. And the Queen is going to die. Cure is getting up an incredible early game here against Reynor. This is some really damaging stuff. Yeah, Spore Crawler does go down. It's a minor victory, but a victory nonetheless for Cure. He has to get out of there because those are 4 queens. And he has down to, what, 88 HP? It's not a lot of HP at all. Another battle cruiser in production. Losing that first one did not dissuade him at all. He really wants to keep all of the pressure here on Reynor, who's desperately trying to get a 4th base up right now, whereas Cure's 3rd base is happily already mining. This is some incredible control right now. That initial attack, that Hellion attack that slowed down that worker count was really, really good. Oh, I almost want to go after those creep tumors at this stage of the game. We got Hydras out, which Hydras are not the answer to battle cruisers. Cost for cost, they're not very good against them. They are good against, for example, Void Rays and Liberators and a lot of stuff that flies, but definitely not battle cruisers and definitely not carriers either, if you're thinking about that. Corruptors are necessary for both of those giant capital ship units for Protoss and Terran. Corruptors need to be the answer of the day. We do not see a Spire, however, from our young Italians, so I'm curious to see if he's planning on doing this with Hydras or what. He is droning back up fairly well, resaturating his 4th base. Sitting here at about 75, or yeah, 74 workers technically. Cure's up on that one, which again, not where you want to be if you're a Zerg versus a Terran. Cure's had a practically flawless opening 8 minutes here. Yes, he lost one of his battle cruisers, but other than that, it's been pretty good. More tumors going down, and again, just keeping that creep spread on this side of the map means it's really hard for Reynor to mount the attacks that he wants to be able to move out. So Lurker Den coming in. When's the last time I saw a Lurker Den versus Terran? Like maybe the beta of Legacy of the Void? I want to say maybe it is. These Hellions are in trouble. But 2 battle cruisers cruising on into the main base. Queen down. Transfuses will not save you forever. Queenies. Are these Zerglings still chasing after those Hellions? They really shouldn't be. Lurker Den taking some shots. Alright, so how many Hydras is this? It's a lot of Hydras, but man, they're just so glass cannon-y. That's what they are. Vehicle weapons level 1, plating level 1 coming in right now from Cure. Ground Carapace level 1 finishing up for the Zerg player. So we've got some tanks. I love this tank battlecruiser idea because it's so good against these Hydras. Right, Viper's in production. We got ourselves the range upgrade for Lurkers. Ah, Blue Flame is done. They trade surprisingly well against Hydras. Blue Flame Hellions do. So I'm liking this from Cure for sure. He's seriously meching. Look at him making 3 additional factories right now. 5th base from Reynor coming up along the right side, topish of the map. Yeah, I mean, Again, surprisingly good against Hydras. Doesn't mean you can take them down when you're outnumbered 1-8. So don't do that. Another battle cruiser is here, and Reynor is not interested in making corruptors at all. I'm extremely confused by this. I guess he's going to go for the abduct into the ball of Hydras play, which can be pretty good. More tumors going down. The creep stride has not even reached halfway across the map here, which is exactly just a testament to how hard Cure has been working to make sure that doesn't happen. 3 battle cruisers coming into the main. There are 2 spores here, and a Hydralisk and a few Vipers. But I don't really see this working out too well. Yamato, Yamato, Yamato. Easier to kill now. Queen gonna go down. I am loving this. Meanwhile, Hellbat transformation at the 5th base is attacking. Hellions rolling into the 3rd base at the same time. Oh, did he just do the abduct play? Did I miss that because I was looking at other stuff? I certainly did. So Yamato, Yamato, Yamato. Additional Hydras start coming on up here. And then the Vipers. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's exactly what happened. 1. Oh, and the other 2 got out. Okay. So we tried to abduct it, but it got out of there too fast. Zerglings can't do anything about this. A drone's coming in are the worst. What? They're alive because the Queen sacrificed herself to save their lives. And the Queen is going down, but oh, those drones should all be dead. The control. Interesting decisions, I gotta say, from Cure on that one. Anyway, more Hellions cruising on out. More tanks in production. We haven't even really seen tanks used all that much in this game. I mean, they're defensively here and basically making it impossible for Hydras to break through here without some incredible Blinding Cloud. And the spread on these tanks means that Blinding Cloud can only get 1 of these tanks at a time, which is exactly how you want to do this. Cure showing a masterclass in how to take down a Hydra Viper style out of Zerg. Lurkers burrowing in. We're abducting a few of the tanks into the Hydras. We don't have infinite energy to do this. Didn't even... Oh, second abduct on that one. Meanwhile, Blue Flame Hellions coming into the 4th, going after more of these drones. 12 drones going down. And Reynor just trying to get up on that huge worker count. Hasn't been allowed to do it. He's only at 79, as opposed to the 85 or 90 that he would want to be otherwise. But he is making like 10 drones at a time right now, so why am I worrying about him at all, honestly? 6th base at the top side. Cure obviously been sitting on his 4th and his 5th for a while now. So this is like some incredible, ridiculously good macro at this moment in time. Hellions find a drone if they want it, and apparently they don't. But going into a place that doesn't have any kind of static defense at all, I'm just trying to roast up a few of these drones. So 2 drones go down, 3 drones go down. Cure's holding on to the whole left side of the map right now, looking like an absolute boss. Still battle cruisers in the sky from that previous attack. They jumped out. They didn't die, so they're still around. Resources lost 8,000 for Reynor, 7,500 for Cure. Pretty even game thus far. But I gotta say, I really, really love what Cure is doing here. He's got Thors. He's got Hellbats. He's got Vikings to try to snipe down those Vipers as you can. Tactical jump out, and you'll notice they took some damage while they were tactical jumping out. There is a second there while they're jumping that they're vulnerable to attacks. Oh, bad place. Bad place for your lurkers to wander on over. Pathing sometimes does give you a bad time. Adaptive Talons now finishing up. And abducting Thors and tanks into this Hydra lurker group. Oh my gosh, the mass abducts here are insane. Trying to take down the Vipers, but too many Hydras remain. Lurkers remaining in the ground getting wiped out a little bit carelessly there from Reynor. An army supply 112 to 107. Not too bad. That was a lot of abducts. That was a lot of energy spent there. But again, Vipers can regain that energy from pulling off HP from Zerg buildings. That's why these evolution chambers exist. You can take down that spore, though. It's almost dead. It's got 1 HP. All right, now it has 2, but whatever. Here we go again. About a 360 surround here. Blinding Cloud coming in on top of the tanks. Several tanks do remain here, but just so many Hydralisks. Not enough tanks. The ratio is all just falling to pieces here for Cure. Army supply 114 to 87. Battle cruisers going after some of these drones, trying to kill spores in the meantime, trying to slow down the income of Reynor as much as he can. Cure is playing out of his mind at the moment, but he just doesn't have the army capacity to deal with this right now. Vipers are really, really good in this situation. Reynor is trying to deny a base attempt here at the top leftish. Here for Cure is trying to get a Yamato down on something here. It just doesn't work out. Another battle cruiser going down. Sucking energy off of extractors, off of that spawning pool, whatever you can get energy off of. That's what we're looking at here from these Vipers. The poor evolution chambers are almost dead as a result. Cure does manage to take a base in the bottom left, which I don't think Reynor has any idea about. He doesn't know about 3 of these bases. I mean, sure, he's generally aware. I don't think he would be shocked to know there are bases, especially in these 2 locations, but he hasn't been really on the offensive at all in this game is the whole point here. Double Spire on the way. We're probably going to see Corruptors just to deal with these Vikings, just to deal with these battle cruisers, of which, by the way, there are not any left, so never mind maybe. And he just keeps abducting the Vikings to try to keep that Viking count low. Not a bad idea. +3 Ground Carapace coming in from Reynor right now. Vipers, really MVPs of this match thus far. Without the Vipers, Cure just rolls over the Zerg army. He really does. This is not even a planetary fortress yet. Dude, what? Oh, hang on.
Mineral field depleted.
He still doesn't know this is here. Oh, he's trying to set up a bit of a pincer maneuver onto the army. He could probably take this base out and then do the pincer if he wanted. But whatever, setting up on creep, killing tumors, and Reynor says, aha! There's a base down here. We're going to shut this down right quick. Let the rest of our army handle whatever's going on over this way. We're killing creep tumors. We're firing up on static defense as well as we can. There's a planetary fortress here. Now, is he going to go for it with a Lurker Hydra army? There's no repair? Then yeah, absolutely you're going to get it. Okay. If you're not really paying attention to that, he's more worried about the attack up on this way, where he is killing a whole ton of drones, but he just lost 19 SCVs of his own and just entirely lost his 5th base without really too many casualties to Reynor's army whatsoever. Look who's going for Niduses. Reynor's going for Nidus Swarms. I've actually played with the new Nidus, and yes, the unload and the load times are significantly slower, but they're still pretty good, is my professional opinion here. Like, not to the point I'm going to stop using them at all. So Nidus Swarm erupting. Cure pushing in with a maxed out army. I mean, Reynor's maxed out too. Both players are going to have lost a base or 2 here. Lurker Hydra going to shut down this base too. Man, this little Lurker Hydra hit squad is just mean right now. So mean. 3 Hydras and Lurkers. This group continue to push on up. Do you want to go up a ramp where Lurkers exist is the question of the day. Abducting the Lurkers to their deaths there so the Lurkers can't be used against the Liberators to their deaths, so they can't be used against the Lurkers. L on L damage there. This tank continuing to fire in, has 10 kills on it. 7 kills, 6 kills on it. This Hydra group trying to come around the backside and get a flank. Does catch a couple tailing and trailing tanks. They can get rid of all these 2 coming right into a trap. They decide to head on back home too. I don't know, man. Cure doing some seriously good work right now with these Thors especially. I say that as one Thor does go down on the right side. Coming in from the backside, the full surrounds of the tanks can't concentrate their fire on any one side. And yeah, that's going to be it for this army for sure. Reynor doesn't have overwhelming forces, but he has enough to get it done. Cure trying to take this top left-hand base for the first time. Trying to replant his 5th base on the bottom left side. 118 to 103 total army supply. Cure has a massive army right now. But guess what? Reynor does as well. Reynor's is much bigger. In fact, just macroing as hard as you can at the moment. Trying to get in here on this 3rd, and I don't know. Yeah, Reynor doesn't know about it either. Did he shut down this base again? I think he was thinking about it. There are some turrets to go ahead and shove these Corruptors away, though, if that's what you're into. Again, the creep spread just now starting to get in range of Cure's 3rd base. And I mean, traditionally, Reynor is one of those Zergs that loves creep spread everywhere. Cure's done such a good job keeping the attention for Reynor on defense that he hasn't really been able to creep spread a whole ton, although this one is actually hitting up towards this, whatever we're going to call this, the 6th. 7th? That would be a 7th base for Cure up top, which is pretty nice. So 3 Hydras, 3 Lurkers in play. More Thors on the way as well. We've reached a bit of a lull here. And if you're watching this, go ahead and check out the merch store for Falcon Paladin. Just falconpaladin.store is the URL. Pretty easy to remember. You can get hoodies and t-shirts and mugs. You can get pillows. You can get race-specific t-shirts too, which are pretty fantastic, I think. Anyway, yeah, this is not a great place for you, Reynor. He does have the high ground advantage. There you go. Kill off a couple Liberators and then pull back. You are a pretty mobile army. Hydras with speed and Lurkers with speed are pretty good too. Once again, another Hydra Lurker attack sneaking on in to the 7th base. Kira's going to lose this one as well. It's not a planetary. There's only one tank and one Liberator defending it. Just not enough. A bit of an unnecessary abduct there, but hey, it's cool. Gonna roll with that. SCV count is just not doing as well as it should be right now. Although drone count, not super happy either. Both players pretty even, 56 to 57 workers. Abducting Thors and abducting tanks into this Hydra group and just focus firing, melting them down. Guess what though? Kira's army's down here. He's gonna wipe out the 4th base again. Reynor losing a couple more drones in the process. Cure replanting his 7th because he recognizes the army is going to be in a different location trying to deal with this. Cure backs out after dealing with that army. He does have his 5th up and running again, which is exactly what he needs. His 6th base maybe a little bit too exposed, a little bit too dangerous to take right now, but he's pretty happy having that 7th base up north. So still maxed out at 20 minutes. This has been, these two players, they might be my favorite ZVT matchup right now. Just the way they play against each other, the way that Cure seems to be able to handle Reynor more than pretty much any Terran in existence right now. I like it. I like what Cure is doing here, and I look forward to some more good stuff from him in 2020 without question. Resources lost 38,000 to 37,000. This has been such a close match. Insanely close. And the tank count, you'll notice, is not mass tank, although I'm kind of feeling like mass tank would be better. I don't know why he's making all these Thors. Thors aren't very good against Hydras and not very good against Lurkers either. I guess maybe it's to try to deal with the Corruptors and get the Corruptors out of here. I guess perhaps worried about a Broodlord transition, which is definitely something that could happen here today if there's a greater Spire, and there's not. Both of those Spires are regular old types right now. Reynor pushing into the north. And there's our Abduct 1. Alright, Mass Thor doing some stuff. And, can actually kill a base. Nope, that's a cancel. Reynor did get the cancel off, undertaking his 4th base back. Cure just kind of lurking down here with slow tanks and Thors, which is honestly hilarious. 3rd base in a lot of trouble all of a sudden, and bam! Planetary Fortress melts in a matter of seconds there. Army out of position to try to deal with it. He's overstaying his welcome a little bit here. There you go. Reynor is starting to get on out. Small group of Hydras versus these tanks and these Thors. They recognize they're not in a good position either. Let's wait for the rest of the army to come back. Lurkers scampering to defend as much as they can here. Lurkers burrowing in instantly in a hilarious situation. Tanks, some of them sieged up, some of them not. That base is another cancel for Reynor, and he does get that 225 mineral refund back. Tank with 7 kills, 3 kills, 4 kills, 6 kills, 8 kills, 2 kills. Pretty effective. Thus far, another group heading up to the north because Reynor has himself a 7th base. But again, when there's mech this close to your base, it's really hard to dislodge them in time to save your hatchery. And that's a full evacuation. Doesn't even try to save it. Base down. Versus these +3 armor, +3 attack ground mech units. This group goes down a group of Blinding Cloud. Yeah, Southern mech army is toast, but Reynor's going to lose his 6th base up here too. Dang, this is turning into an epic match right now. Kira's retaken his 6th base. He's throwing up additional command centers. That is a sign of a really, really confident Terran. I kind of like what we're seeing right now out of Cure. Wow, taking out 25 drones. It's 41 to 61 workers right now in favor of the Terran player. Bit of a small Lurker Hydra army trying to come over and deal with this, but Planetary Fortress ready to hit from distance here. Here's our engagement, though, and Reynor fleeing from before this army. The Mass Thor thing is actually doing a lot better than I thought it was going to. 6th base is alive thanks to the buffer of Planetary Fortresses or command centers that were up there. 134 to 136 army supply. Cure has a bigger army supply, but how much does it really matter right now? Abducting the Liberators. Those are the priority targets right now, not the Thors and not the tanks. And there we go. Tank does get abducted. Trying to suck off energy on this extractor, trying to make this thing happen. But look, Cure is retaking bases. He is in complete control of this game. Reynor's income is abysmal right now. It is less than half that which Cure is able to throw up at the moment. Reinforcing units trying to do something, but Reynor does have a small Lurker Hydra force ready to deal with reinforcements while dealing with this huge frontal attack at his 5th base too. Reynor is so good at this game, you guys. I don't even know what to tell you. The fact that he had the wherewithal to go to try to deal with some reinforcements while dealing with this giant scary army up here is insane. I really like that the Corruptors are kind of being used as bait here. Yeah, I mean, they're basically just telling the Thors to attack them and not the Vipers, and the priority targeting of the Thors will do that. Thank you very much. Tanks setting up. 3/3 tanks are so beefy. So beefy. Got a handful of Hellbats here for the Lings that are on the field right now. Is he directly firing on that hatchery? He's got to be. He is. He's directly firing on that hatch. Reynor is slowly being whittled down and backed into a corner here. And Cure, I don't know, man. These tanks are not being blinding clouded at all. Hydra's attacking on it is not a good idea, and that is a good game. Cure takes the win in 25 minutes and 11 seconds. What a match. What an absolutely incredible game there from Cure, getting the win against one of the more terrifying Zerg players on planet Earth right now, and doing it in 25 minutes. Wow, that is getting an epic tag. What a ridiculously fun game that was. Lurker, Hydra, Viper, Corruptor versus Tank, Thor, Liberator, Hellbat. I don't think I've ever seen that particular composition before, versus that composition especially. 106 drones go down, only 42 SCVs. Reynor is backed into a corner at this stage of the game. Cure is slowly expanding, taking whatever he wants. And Reynor, all the abducts in the world could not save him. The blinding clouds were not enough. Cure lost so many battles, but it didn't matter. He kept coming back and kept coming back and just kept making the onslaught never end here. And that's what it takes to take down a Zerg player like Reynor is. Man, 16 Thors got killed, 37 Lurkers died, 24 Vipers. That's a lot. 91 Hydras, 6 hatcheries, 2 planetary fortresses, 5 command centers down, 4 battle cruisers. Just a bloodbath from start to finish this game was. What a ton of fun. And yeah, definitely getting that epic tag. I like it a lot. Wow. So just positioning, man. Cure was everywhere he needed to be. He lost bases, but he didn't give up. He kept pushing on in. And when that ball got rolling with Mech, that's when things get bad for Xur. Once the ball gets rolling. And I think he knows that. So fantastic victory there for Cure. I'm sure we'll see more of these players on the channel and out on Twitch in professional tournaments in times to come. And I can't wait for more of it. But that's going to be it for me for today. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch. All at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.